And now, Giant Sports Talk Live. Here are your hosts, Eric and Glenn.
We're talking Giants every day. From McCovey Cove to the Oracle Park lights, Eric and Glenn keep the fire burning bright, fighting for the glory, no matter what it costs us, breaking down the moments from the wins to the losses. Giant Sports Talk, we're here for the ride. Eric and Glenn with the fan base pride, talking dreams, will they contend? But we'll back the Giants till the very end. Let's go, Giants! Yes, yes, yes! Oh! Eric and Glenn breaking it down, all Giants all the time.
All right, welcome to Giant Sports Talk Live here on this Wednesday night, February 18th, 2025. What is up, everyone? Hopefully everyone's having a fantastic evening. Had a little bit of rain earlier today, but it all cleared up. It's nice out there. And yeah, ready to do this again. How was your day today, Glenn?
Oh my God, Eric! What a day I had! I found out something really interesting today.
Hey, Pepsi.
I'm rich. You can return these babies for a refund. I'm rich. Hey, buddy. Well, it was no rain here. A little too cold for rain up in Winnipeg, where it was about a little warmer, minus 24 today.
Oh, that's it, huh? It's
minus 22.
That's balmy.
Just a little cool weather.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, today, what is this, Glenn? Can we get a live stream for tomorrow Four Nation game? Oh.
That's going to be something else tomorrow night, man.
I mean, we could touch on it while we're on the show. I mean, that's what time does it start as far as Pacific time, if you know?
Oh, it'll be over before we get on, I think.
Okay, well then we could talk about it. I guess we could talk about it when we get on here.
Hey, it's funny the guys, right off the bat, it's funny the guys mention the you know what the Four Nations is, right? So they say this is the greatest thing in professional sports, Eric.
Really?
The greatest thing. The National Hockey League did away with the All-Star game. It was, the best versus the East versus the West.
Right, the East versus the West.
NHL versus European play. They've tried everything. And like every other sport, we saw what a farce it was in the NBA on the weekend. These games don't mean anything anymore. Players don't play. A couple of guys didn't even shoot. It was a joke in the NBA, right? So the NHL decided we'll have a tournament. NHL players from Sweden, Finland, USA, and Canada. Canada, baby. So they're having this tournament, and we saw the fisticuffs. There was a brouhaha times 3 the last time Canada played. So now it's the rematch for the championship. The winner takes it all. Tomorrow night, Canada versus USA. It's going to be a dandy. But so I spent about 18 years, Eric, doing play-by-play. After I played, got hurt. What was I going to do? Always wanted to be a play-by-play guy. Going back to my junior high school days. If you read my high school, I have to dig it out and I'll show you. It says in my high school yearbook, Glenn pursues a career in hockey, broadcasting, and will be a play-by-play announcer. And everybody gets, yeah. Right. And one of the reasons why I grew up a Pittsburgh Penguin fan. And I found out today, Eric, that Mike Lang.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
He passed away, Eric. How old was he?
I think 76, if I'm not mistaken.
Jesus, I'm almost there. 76 is too young. Well, you guys, I wanted to be a play-by-play guy after I played hockey. I was lucky enough that, right place at the right time, and they couldn't shut this big mouth up. So And I know a lot about hockey going back to my younger days. And the one guy that, kind of led me down that path to being a professional broadcaster was Mike Lang. And we're sad to see him gone.
Letang, near side to Kunitz. He shoots and scores a rocket slammer from the right wing dot, and the Penguins make it 2-1. I've seen that fish before. Chris Kunitz, and the Penguins creep within a goal. And Sutter turned around. Lucci's put pressure on, but it comes to Bo Bennett. He's into the zone. Goes to Neal. Stick it on the left side. And Sutter, he shoots and scores. Brandon Sutter ties this hockey game. It's 2-2. Oh, hopping to Cordova, baby. We're going bowling.
That's great, man. That's good stuff right there.
He made the game exciting.
That's awesome, man.
So what I'm going to do, Eric, not to blow my own horn, but how about tomorrow night's show? I'll take out a few of my goal calls for my broadcast.
Oh, do it. Yeah, why not, man?
Let's do that. And perfect night to do it. Well, I mean, we're a baseball channel. There's not a whole lot going on right now. And, of course, we've got the Four Nations final tomorrow night, Canada, U.S. So I'll break out a few of my golden great calls, Eric. But
Nice.
Mike Lang passed away today. That's was sort of his understudy. Met him. Great guy. Great guy,
Awesome.
great broadcast.
I've seen that fish before. I love that.
The
That was great.
Cordova, baby. We're going bowling. Getting the fast
Oh,
lane
man.
grandma. The bingo game is ready to roll.
That's awesome. We'll play
Yeah, he
that
was
clip a little bit later tonight, too, for
He
those who
was
come in a little bit later. Yeah, but today, Glenn, who will be the San Francisco Giants' clutchiest hitter in 2025? I don't know who it's all. This is all guesswork, guys. Let's hear what you guys think. Who do you think is going to be the clutchiest hitter? I guess if you want to, we could stratify them. Go from either top to bottom, bottom to top, however you want to do it. Who do we think is going to come through? In other words, if there is a guy on second base or third base and there's less than 2 outs, who is going to be the guy that clutches up and gets that run home, either with a hit or a sacrifice?
Okay, you take the lead.
Oh, thanks. You're going to make it easy. We'll see. Now, one thing that
I'll get your answer, then I'll run with it. I'll know which direction to take.
well, one of the reasons, I guess, they signed Willie Adames. Not only does he was the best available shortstop, but he has a knack of sniffing out those runs. Right? He's the one that you want in the box. If you got to get a run to score, that's the guy you're going to want to rely on. So, hey, you left it wide open for me. So I think it's going to be Willie Adames. I think Willie Adames is probably going to be the guy. Now, that being said, we talked about yesterday about home runs. I don't think his power is going to be quite about where it was when he was in Milwaukee. For the simple fact that it's Oracle Park, right? He's going to suffer. He's going to suffer. But can he get those clutch hits? It doesn't always, and we talked about this. You could win games, you could score runs without hitting the damn long ball, and it's going to take quote unquote clutchy hitters to be able to get that job done. So I'm going with Willie Adames.
All right. Can't say as I agree with you.
That's fair.
It's going to be Ramos or Chapman, and I'm going to tell you why.
Like,
I'm going to tell you why. Because
wait, hold on. Did you say Chapman?
Ramos, read my lips, Chapman. I'm going to tell you why, Eric. You were throwing out, you threw out Jung Hoo Lee in our green room earlier, and I'm like,
I did.
no way. I'm going to tell you why. Clutch hit, driving in runs. Your leadoff, your second, they're not supposed to be your clutch hitters to begin with. They're the guys who set the table for your clutch hitter.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
You're looking at Ramos or Chapman, got to be the clutch guys this year. Got to be. The guys at the top of the lineup set the table. Those aren't supposed to be your clutch guys.
I understand that, but here's the thing. Throughout the course of a game, he's not going to always lead off. So during the course of a game, Jung Hoo Lee could be coming up to bat with guys on base, and he's got to be able to knock him in if it comes up to that situation. You see what I'm saying? Yes, you lead off the game as lead off, but when he comes up again, say in the third inning, he may not be leading off. He may be having to be the guy to knock in that run. So again, it all depends on the course of the game.
I also think that Matt Chapman cannot. I don't think it's possible. This guy cannot have a season like last year where he left so many on base. It's got to go up, 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 up.
That's fair.
But I think Jung Hoo Lee's more of a slap hitter. I don't call him I just don't see. He's not going to be a big RBI guy.
You know what I like about him? You know what? I'll tell you why I like him. Because if there is a guy on base, you can almost guarantee he's not going to strike out. And that was the issue last year with the San Francisco Giants, right? When they had a guy in scoring position, they struck out. They couldn't even get the ball in play. They would strike out. Jung Hoo Lee is not going to strike out. He's going to put the ball in play. Now, whether or not it finds grass, different story. So that's why I think Lee could be a guy, as long as he's, he could get through the season without an injury. Now, granted,
right.
I'm not saying he's he doesn't always get hurt. He's had some weird injuries, but they're not quote unquote chronic. He's had.
So I think Ramos and Chapman have to be deep down inside. I think you call it. It's kind of cool. The clutchiest. Is that even a word? The clutchiest.
Nope, it's not.
We're talking NASCAR here. Hitting the clutch. The clutchiest hitter on the team. We all know, Eric, who the clutchiest player on this ball club is.
Oh,
there is no doubt in anyone's mind. I see it's popping up in the chat too. The guy's clutch.
Come on.
The guy's clutch. And I wouldn't talk, Eric. I mean, you're pulling this stuff out of your butt, man.
And Wilmer isn't? Oh, what the hell's this? What is this?
Where did that come from?
Where did that come from?
You want answers? You can't handle the truth.
I think I'm done tweaking, by the way. I'm done tweaking with it. We're all good to go.
God.
All the numbers.
Wonders never cease.
I think I'm keeping it exactly where I want it. I think I found it. Anyway.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive. Yeah, man. Look at that.
Anyway, I think Wilmer's going to have such a bounce back year. It's going to leave everybody's jaw just.
Look, I think he's going to definitely have a bounce back year. There is no doubt about it. Yeah, you're probably right, Senior. You're probably right. But I think he's gonna come back. If he's healthy, his bat will play. There's no doubt about it. His defense, we're not going to talk about the deep, right? We're not defense. We're not going to get into
There you go, JB. Nobody can walk it off like Wilmer.
He's got a bat. His bat will play. Now let's see what happens.
I'm going to be swinging that Mizuno bat.
You know what? That's a great point. You know what? I didn't even think about it. Could he be a clutch hitter? He could be, right? He could be a clutch hitter. There's an absolute possibility that he could. But it's going to be interesting. The Giants have to do this. This is something that they have to do.
Eric, it's funny. I moved it to the other room. I don't have it in front of me. I saved it. Our batting. I was looking at the batting lineup today, Eric, and we had Fitzgerald up the top and Wilmer down at the bottom. I think Wilmer could be up in the top 4, and Fitzgerald drops down, way down. I think Wilmer's got too big a bat.
He might, but you don't want him up too.
And he's just quiet ball player, minds his own business, walks softly, and carries a big stick.
That's fair.
Okay.
But to go to your point, I like what you were talking about. Ramos. Ramos, that guy may be able to. We'll see. And again, it's a guy he'll take a walk here and there.
Yeah. And look what he did early last year, or not early, but when he finally got up early on in the season, his early call-up, the guy produced. He made the All-Star team, Eric. You give him a full season, I could be a splendid surprise.
Could be. There's no doubt about it. Well, again, we're going to have to see how this all pans out.
You're not worried about the sophomore jinx?
I am, because that is sometimes it can be a thing, right? I mean,
Didn't want to mention
you just don't know, and you just got to wait. Once the games start getting played, a whole different story. Spring training, people are working on things. It's really hard to determine where you are. If you're seeing a certain approach and the guy is being consistent with his approach, that's something you'll probably want to see in spring training. You get towards the end of spring training, you're getting more game ready, so to speak. So that's when you really want to see what the guys are doing. But again, right now record's 0-0, man, and it's going to be like that until the first game. I think is March 27th, March 28th, something like that. So
Cincinnati.
Yeah, absolutely. So once the games start getting played, then that's when the story is going to start being told. But yeah, look, senior. Oh, come on, senior! Please don't start. Let's not start with the. Please, senior, don't start. I don't want to. I'm not hyping up. Okay, I can take it the other way. I'll take it the other way. If all these guys are hitting all these bombs during spring training, then our rotation's an absolute horseshit, because they're hitting them off Webb, they're hitting them off Verlander. Guess what? That tells me the starting staff sucks. I could say the same thing. That tells me Webb and Verlander are going to absolutely be horseshit, because they can't strike out anyone in spring training.
Well, you know what happens? Come opening day, Eric, I'm leaving you in the dust. Bernice went over to Target today, and you know what she bought me? She bought me these little, about the size of the little squares we're sitting in on the screen here. Little stickers. And they say, hello, my name is. And I'm going to slap one on opening day, and it's going to say, hello, my name is Robert Rothberg. And I'm going to, we're ready! We're ready. Hello, my name is Robert Rothberg. We're going to win 115 games. Yay!
Oh my gosh!
Hey, did any of you guys? We're talking about clutchiest. Let's see what you talk about pitching, Eric. Talk about pitching and the clutch hits off the pitch, and our own players. Earlier today, I caught an episode of Marty Laurie and Friends.
Yeah, how about that? Yeah, who did he have? Baggerly and
Sean Jelly, and he was talking about what he thinks of the pitching staff heading into the season.
I'm really excited because I feel like we have a wide variety of arms and angles too. I mean, you go from a guy like me, and we cover the whole side of the clock, from me to Walker, who's thrown from the third base coach's box, to Tyler Rogers, who's thrown from the dirt on the pitcher's mound itself, and everywhere in between. So I'm really excited. I feel like we have so many different unique looks that we can give to an opposing team's lineup that keeps them on their toes and keeps them guessing. And I think it's going to be a really exciting year for us, just as a staff as a whole, but especially down in the bullpen.
Well, that's a fair point. But Eric,
the flip side, huh?
The flip side. Jelly's talking about, is the team going to be better this year? And now, listen closely, guys. He doesn't throw out an exact year, but he's talking about when
there's a range.
Yeah. And I don't like it.
Having those guys like Willie and Justin come in and right away and just buy into what we're trying to do and the culture that we've already, been establishing the last year or so, with, the veterans that we've had, like Logan and like Matt Chapman and Robbie. Just having those guys buy in right away and just immerse themselves into it and just say, I'm here for a while. Like, let's do this. And it's really fun to see. It's really cool to be a part of that and just be a part of that base and be a part of that building block for not only this year, but for teams to come in the following years, whether it's, 5 or 10 or however many years down the line. It's really cool. We're in it right now. Like, we can't really sit back and take a step out right now because, I'm in it right now. But, 10, 15, 20 years down the line, I'll be able to look back to this point and say, like, that was the team that started this base for the success that the San Francisco Giants have had for however long this is going to continue for.
And what did I tell you? Thanks to Marty Lurie and friends for that. That is Sean Jelly talking about the future of the ball club and adding Adames, Verlander. But like I said to you the other day, Eric, this team doesn't seem to be taking the proper direction to me. You want to build young because in 4 or 5 years, half of these players, they won't even be here, Eric. Verlander's not going to be here. Half of this pitching, Robbie Ray, let's hope, isn't here. Who's going to be in our pitching staff 5 years from now, Eric? It's going to have a whole different look.
Yeah. Wait, is this the one?
10 years from now.
The 5 to 10.
5 to 10 plan. Yeah.
This is what we did there. And remember, I said this. I said, if you're going to do a rebuild, so to speak, it's going to be a while. 5 to 10 years. Now, granted, Sean Jelly, I don't know if he's privy to what the Giants organization is going to do, but I mean, he is throwing that. Yeah, I got it, Senior. I got it loaded up. But I don't think he's wrong. It takes a while. If you're gonna build through your system, you have to have patience. And if you don't have the patience, you're in for a long ride. But the thing is, and I said this before, there's a way to bridge from where you are now to producing out of your farm, and that's spending the money, man. That's all you got to spend some money. Because right now, if you're going to be spending money on contracts, guess what? When it comes to the end of those contracts, well, then your young guys are going to be coming up. So I mean, there's a way that can be done. It's just it's gonna take some imagination and some hard work to be able to get that done.
But this time next year, we're going to be talking about building. I mean, how many years in a row are we going to talk about adding pitching, Eric? When are we going to build a starting staff?
That's a great question.
Justin Verlander. Eric, we're into week 2. Is he still
is he still kicking?
Brandon?
Fallen, and I can't get up.
I'm worried.
Oh man. But it's gonna be interesting on how this is gonna pan out. Next year, I'll tell you, next year, and we're getting a little ahead of ourselves. Next year is going to be a little bit more exciting than this year for the simple fact because guess who's going to get the full run next year? Young Bryce Eldridge should be getting his full run next year. So
still not going to win. If we don't have a pitching staff, Eric, you're not
now there you go. And you know what do the Giants do next year to address the starting staff? Because right now, I mean, as far as in the minor leagues, matter of fact, Cody, he'd probably be a better guy to talk about that because since he tracks all the minor league stuff more.
Get him on here someday.
Yeah, we should. I'll have to contact him. I haven't heard any hype other than Wisenhunt. I'm not hearing much. I mean, yeah, you got Landon Roop. We don't know what to expect from Landon Roop, but you're going to have to create openings for these guys because next year, for all intents and purposes, let's just for this exercise, Verlander's gone. Robbie Ray will probably be back for his last year. Okay. And then after that, is Harrison going to pan out? Is Birdsong? You know what's interesting? You know what's really interesting? I saw there was a clip of Verlander talking to Birdsong, right? But that's all you really heard about Birdsong. I haven't heard nothing about Kyle Harrison.
I've heard names out there, Eric. You're throwing names out there. Ray, Verlander,
right.
Greg and a bunch of guys in our chat are still talking about, this pitching staff's going to be dynamite.
You want answers? You can't handle the truth.
It's not going to be dynamite. It's not going to be dynamite. Who knows? I don't think it. I'm just going to go on record. I don't think it's going to be dynamite.
I'm telling you, we're an injury away from a freaking mess.
I'm having chest pain.
Glenn having fun with the buttons, but that's going to be a question. I think next year, I think the lineup is going to be deeper because you're going to have Eldridge every day, and then you maybe you're going to figure out something with right field. But the starting.
What do you think about the pitching staff this year, Eric?
I'm not. It doesn't give me the warm and fuzzies. How about that?
I'm having chest pain.
All right. They want to see it, so let's take a look at this one. Hold on. They want to see batting practice home runs.
Oh my God. You know what? I'm going to have to throw a blanket over him. Robert Rothberg says for this particular year, our pitchers can compete with any other team. That's bullshit.
All right, let's see what Ramos does.
Okay,
practice.
Robert, we don't fly in pitchers for this specific event today. These are our pitchers. Eric, serve one up. Let's see what happens. Let's see what the pitchers are serving up today. Oh, we can compete with anybody else, Eric.
Hold on, let me hear this. There we go. I like the sound, though. I like the sound, but it's also batting practice. Just saying. I'm just saying. Just saying. It's batting practice. It's batting practice, guys.
Well, if guys are going to come in here like last night and talk about, holy crap, Adames hit 2, he's good for 80 this year, then if they're hitting bombs and they're all hyped up with these bombs in spring training, who's serving pitches?
If they're doing that against a Chris Sale, a Shohei Ohtani,
against Webb yesterday,
a Yamamoto, yeah. But again, it's batting practice, guys.
Webb isn't a number 1 pitcher.
It's practice.
Number 2 or 3.
We're talking about practice. That's all I'm saying.
I don't have that one added yet, but I will.
Yeah, you got to get that one in there. We're talking about practice. Anyways, so it's gonna be interesting. I always say that. I understand. And the problem is I really got nothing else to go on. We're going on just what it is on paper, so to speak. Games haven't been playing yet. Where first game, spring training, going to be in a couple of days. That's going to be fun.
Oh, Robert, you are entirely wrong, my friend. You are entirely wrong. I'm telling you, Eric, you watch. If Logan Webb was to go down by any stretch of injury this year, and what do you think his record? I'm going to throw out a record. 5-12 this year.
Exactly.
5-12. I think
who
goes 5-12.
I don't think he does that.
No, God, you don't even give him 5 wins.
He goes better than that. He's going to be better than that.
Well, we'll see.
Like I said, I don't care about wins. I mean, you know how I feel about that. Just, yeah.
Well, if you ain't winning, you're losing.
Yeah, well, he's gonna have to get some damn support, right? That's what he's gonna have to do. He's gonna have to get some more support.
Webb goes 15-11. Guys, I don't even know. I don't know why I bother coming on some nights. It's ridiculous. 15-11.
Well, he might. It might. I mean, that is possible. What did he go last year? He might, because he throws a lot of innings. So it's a possibility. Last year he went 13-10. 13-10. So it's possible that he goes 15-11. It's not so bad. That's not out of the realm of possibility.
Well, I'm still throwing out what came up. You brought it up last night on the show. When they're saying our for lack of a better word, our leader, our ace in the hole this year is Bailey. That leads me to
I don't know. I don't know what that was all about, man.
We got a problem if that's the case.
Now that is MOB, so I don't know where they're getting this information from. I thought that was a little bit weird, but
hey, I didn't say it.
I didn't say
it. Huh. I didn't say it.
By the way, I don't know if you guys heard.
Although I did say this.
Okay, here we go. Let's go down this road. You guys can't accuse me of being a freaking Debbie Downer. You can't accuse me of being hard on the team, because there was someone yesterday over on Dan's channel on NorCal last night. He had a special guest on. Guess how many wins Ned Coletti said the Giants are going to achieve?
Ned's a smart guy. I'm going to say 76.
77 wins. That's what he is expecting. And look, and I wasn't even, look, I'm hard on the Giants, but I said they're going to be better than last year. I said 84 from the very beginning. I said they're going to be right around 84.
Yeah.
But Ned, and again, thanks to Dan and NorCal Sports Network to get him on his show. 77 wins, dude. That
Matt,
is
in the middle of the 70s, Eric.
crazy, man.
It's groovy.
Right? I mean, you didn't even say I think you were taking the over on 79, right?
Nope. I had 79. Half
You had
game
79.
short.
Oh, you're at 79. Even you're a little bit higher on the Giants than Ned. And I was just like,
Yeah, I think Wilmer has a couple more walk-offs this year. A couple more wins there.
So BC 73 to 89. That's a kind of a big margin, but yeah, I'm in there as well. With
70, what did you say? 73 to 89?
Yeah, kind of a wide margin there. But yeah, I did not expect to hear.
Oh. Throw a dart. Throw a dart, you're going to win. 73, 74, 89.
That's crazy. More cat. Summer routine 62 and 108.
I love it.
Oh.
Dan was actually looking at standings and what he predicts this coming year. Was it Dan or just
Dan did I think he did an NL or he did a
yeah, but somebody had he was talking about, well, Arizona could sneak up and grab the Dodgers and then win that division. I'm like, what are you talking about? And they
might. Honestly, they might.
Eric, best pitching. I think it's going to be the best pitching staff in the history of baseball.
Right, on paper it is, but here's the problem. There is a glaring issue with the Giants or with the Dodgers rotation.
There is a problem with the Giants, but
yeah, the injury bug, man. That
doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. They've got. I told you, for argument's sake, their number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 are better than our 1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, the Giants
filled in so if you're going to go and say what they did last year was they snuck in a World Series win because they did it with smoke and mirrors and that pitching staff.
No. You know how they did it with?
Here.
No. There's a difference though. There's a difference because the Dodgers can make up for their bad pitching for what? A freaking lineup that's absolutely incredible. That's
not better.
But to talking about Arizona, they've gotten better. I don't know if they're going to have Jordan Lawler at shortstop or not. I don't know what their plans are for him. But you got Josh Naylor at first. You got Ketel Marte at second. I think you either got Perdomo or Lawler at shortstop. Third base, is it still Suarez? Still Eugenio?
Eugenio, I believe so.
Left field, I think, is still Gurriel. Center field is going to be Corbin Carroll. Right field, maybe, or is it going to be Alex Thomas? Right field will be Corbin Carroll. So, I mean, they got a good, and then the rotation, Merrill Kelly, Zach Gallen. Now you got Corbin Burns. You still got Eduardo Rodriguez. They're gonna be good. Now,
but I think Arizona finishes second in the division and a minimum of 7 games out. Minimum.
That's fair. And that's fair. I can't disagree with that. But I think there's also a chance. I mean, this is just baseball, right? They have a chance that if for some reason the Dodgers scuffle, they could be the team that gives them a run for their money if they scuffle.
I still think the LA Dodgers, I'm going all in. I had Wilmer.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on.
And I think the Dodgers win the most games in baseball history in a single season this year.
They might. They're again.
They got to be 116
on paper. Yes. GI says Erod has been a disaster. Well, he had an injury. Matter of fact, same type of injury that Frankie Montas has suffered with the Mets. He had a lat problem. I know this because he was on my fantasy team last year, and he was on the shelf damn near the whole season. So it was an injury that did him in. So we'll see what happens with Erod this year because he is actually a decent pitcher. It's not so bad.
Mike says 117 win year.
117. Woo.
How many did I say?
130.
I said 130 wins, Eric. I know that's a stretch, but they could do it.
Yep.
I think it's the greatest pitching staff amassed in the history of the game.
I mean, that's possible. We'll find out. We will find out. It's gonna be fun. That's the beauty of baseball is just to see all these damn different storylines are going to be out there and see how it pans out, man.
5 weeks. 5 weeks tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. Can you believe that?
5 weeks tomorrow. 5 weeks sounds like a lot, but it'll slide.
It'll go by quick. Once the games start being played and there's a game every day, yeah, it's gonna be here before you know it.
And then we'll have something interactive, really fun to do in the evenings on this show. And of course, you and I will be back in the early morning. Oh, Jesus Christ. Early.
Yeah.
So I'll do a show with you, go over do the radio show till 6 a.m. Then I got to jump back on. You'll be in bed all night. Then I got to go back and do a morning show with you. This sucks. Whose idea was it?
Let me see.
But anyway, we'll do Giant Sports Talk mornings. We're gonna be live opening day in front of the bowling alley.
Mm-hmm.
Get in the Cordova, Eric. Opening day. I'm going bowling.
There you go. Get into Cordova.
Mike O is going to show up. That'll be good if some guys drop by when we're doing it, or I'll be there live. I'm going to be doing the show. Eric will be back in master control. It'll be cool if guys drop by and identify themselves, Eric, and I get to you get to know what they look like.
Yeah, right.
That'll be cool.
Well, let's say, what is up, producer Ryan? Hit a bowling. I'll hit a bowling shesh. And I don't even what. What are you talking about, Ryan? I don't know what you're saying.
Was he on the sauce
It was
tonight?
a bomb. Yeah, it was a nice batting practice slam. That was nice.
Yeah.
And yes, it was batting practice. I just looked at the video game. He's not running out of the box at all. If it's a scrimmage, well then he's being lazy.
Oh, Robert Rothberg, you're shocked that the pundits don't have them winning 127 games.
There we go. Got it, Ryan. Got it. I'm not hip on the uptake.
Yeah, but yes on the sauce. I got that right.
Oh man.
Oh my. What else you want to talk about, Eric?
Graham. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I know one thing I'm not going to talk about, and I had plenty of it earlier today. I'm not going to get into it. Graham, I'm sure you know exactly what I'm talking about, but I'm not going to get into that. That's not the place for it. Anyways, where else can we go with this?
Hey, when's the next Military History Chronicle?
Oh, don't even get me started, man. Oh, don't even
Is that
get
where
me
you were
started.
going?
Right now, this is probably, to be honest with you, I got to let it cool down a little bit because
I thought you were going to go live tonight. I said, Eric's got. I actually tuned in this afternoon to my YouTube channel saying, oh, Eric's going live.
dude, I was very busy on Twitter today. Again, 2 days in a row, very busy on Twitter.
Guys, don't let him soft soap you. He was working on the freaking fantasy league he got up this morning.
No, I did one mock draft and that was it.
You were tweaking.
One mock draft, that was it.
Tweaking.
And then the rest of the time was on freaking Twitter trying to figure out what in the hell is going on.
All right, so what do you want to talk about?
Oh, where do we want to go? Where do you guys want to go?
I don't have anything to talk about tonight. I will.
Yeah.
I'll be over talking music history today. I got a little music history. Got some fun facts coming up tonight. Midnight. I'll be over on the Oldies channel, oldies96.com.
Yes, if they played perfect ball, they could make a wild card. Yes, but that's tough, man. Perfect ball. That's a tough ask.
Yeah, if everyone on the ball team is above and beyond, and then it's going to be like chasing those wins and losses at the end of the year, Eric. Well, if we win 4 and the other team loses 3, there's a lot of shit got to happen, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
A lot got to happen.
A lot's got to happen. You got to have other teams kind of fade by the wayside. I mean, there's a lot to play. Look,
who can we beat in our own division? Colorado?
I mean, you mean as a series? Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Who can we beat in our own division? Padres should have. Padres.
Look, we're not going to get swept. We're not going to get swept every series, right? That's not going to happen. But it's going to be tough. There's no doubt about it. I mean, right? We can sit there. I can't sit there and say whether they're going to win or lose, draw, whatever. But it's going to be tough. There's no doubt about it.
That's right, Instant. Hey, if it was easy, just play the lotto. Your numbers will come in every time.
Exactly. Exactly.
JB, I like what you're looking at. LA 120 plus games. I like it. I think they can do it. Best pitching staff in the history ball. Giants ceiling 95 wins. Don't see that. Eric, I do agree with you that the Dodgers pitching do have to stay healthy, but it for every other MLB pitching staff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think trying to say the same with all the other MLB staffs.
Yeah.
It's going to, again, I don't know, man. Kyle, we don't know until he freaking plays. I hope, Kyle, I haven't seen you in the chat before. Welcome to the fraternity we call Giant Sports Talk Live. I hope, man. Oh, I hope that they just throw Matos out there in right field. Just let him go, right? And if he suffers, then throw Yaz out there. But at least give him a month, at least 2 months at the most. And if he produces, then keep him out there. If he doesn't, well, then throw Yaz back out there. There's no point in freaking not seeing what Matos can do. You got to figure out some way to do it. You don't want to figure it out next year when you have to have a right fielder. Why not find out now when it's okay? Because there's an opportunity next year to find someone to fill that void. Who is it going to be? Who knows? Graham says, yeah, I saw that talking about the 200 innings for the only thing with Webb. The only thing going for Webb is he's not a high velo pitcher. That will help to a certain extent. He's up there throwing 93, 94. He's not up there throwing 96 to 98. So it could be a little bit different. Now, still 200 innings is 200 innings on an arm. I get it. Look, it can be done. We've seen it in the past, right? Back in the day. He's got the build for it. He's strong. But, yeah, I mean, why do that if you don't have to?
Is it just my screen, Eric? It's the shadow off my hat. It looks like a gangrene.
Yeah, green on the forehead. Yeah,
like a gangrene.
Yeah.
Rather it on my toe than my forehead. Jesus. Saturday, Eric. Saturday. Let's see how things shape out Saturday. It'll be your first exhibition game.
That's going to be fun.
You're going to be hanging out with Robbie Dizzle.
Yeah, I'll be over there in Elk Grove.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of fun.
At least you're getting to see some live ball.
Watching some real baseball. And when I mean real, it's games that count. Yeah, it's JUCO, but at least the games are counting. It's not just practice, so to speak.
Practice.
Talking about practice. And again, you're the starters. You're going to see them play maybe a couple of at bats at the most, and then they'll sit, and then you'll see number 98 and 101 and
all those famous lines from the history of sports, huh? Practice, playoffs. I'm afraid we're going to hear that famous one at the end of the season. They are who we thought they were. They are who we thought they were.
DFA party June. I don't think it's going to be June 1st. I think if anything, we'll see Eldridge in September. You'll probably see him in September. Would not be surprised.
You in September.
Get him his cup of coffee. See what it's like to be in the major leagues before he has his season debut in 2026.
No, Daniel, Lou didn't give up season tickets.
No,
I gave up season tickets. I traded in my season tickets at the Giants ballpark, Oracle, for WNBA season tickets. That's where you'll find me. Mm-hmm. I'll still be at a few Giants games. Don't get me wrong. But I'll be watching the WNBA this year in my purple and black.
Right. Oh, you know what? We got a little inside scoop on a future MLB player, man. Remember, you saw it here first. There you go. There you go.
Eric, for argument's sake, give it one more play. And as much as it was a solid hit off that bat,
that was a cruncher.
Look where the center fielder was playing.
I didn't even pay attention.
He was playing on the lip of the grass. He was playing on the lip of the grass. It was by him in a.
Was he?
That's what you call baseball on a tennis court, right there.
Yeah, he was a little bit further out there, but what I don't understand, I don't know why the center fielder didn't get to the ball. The left fielder had to run a lot further. That's a big ass field, man. That left fielder ran for days before he got to the ball. I think Charlie was halfway between second and third before he started throwing it in. That was crazy. Wow.
Yep.
Look and where did he get a start? He got a start. You know where he got a start? In Oracle Park.
Oh my God! Oh my! He didn't even hit the ball. He hit the tee. He went out. Oh my God!
Like, okay, kid, get out of here. We're gonna run.
Yeah, right.
They're all in McCovey Cove.
I tell you what, that kid has got something in his DNA.
Well, he didn't get it from his dad.
He is destined for stardom. He likes to get that spotlight. How do we know this? Because his dad is famous. That's right. He was in Cypress Hills, Insane in the Membrane video. Right there. There he is. The pops. There it is. It's in the jeans, man. Got the spotlight right on him.
If we keep doing 2-hour pre-games like this before the season even starts, man, I'm gonna go insane in the membrane.
I ain't doing no damn pre-game.
Insane in the membrane.
Pre-game?
Daniel says, I feel like your scout friend Paul. Your friend Paul, Eric. You should call in during spring training to break down the Cactus League.
I'm breaking down the Cactus League. Cactus League.
There you go.
No.
We've already come to the realization that we're going to have about 85 home runs from Adamas.
What was that? How many?
Well, by the way they were talking last night, based on numbers.
Oh, gotcha.
Put the slide rule out. I had him down for 85 to 87.
I'm having chest pain.
That would be me. I had to switch to juice tonight. Vitamin water.
On the juice. Vitamins even.
Yeah.
We need a 24-hour. Get out of here, Robert. You nuts. We are contemplating it with we signed freaking Soto. You know where that went. Right? Down the shitter. Circled the toilet.
Well, we were working on a 24-hour talk show. 24-hour sports radio. Dude, nobody's stepping up to the plate. Oh, how much money do we make?
It's a little bit different because with YouTube, everything's on demand anyways. So it's just it is 24-hour. That's just what it is.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Okay. I'll settle in for the first 3. You can take it from there.
Yeah, I'll take the rest of the freaking 21.
There you go. Take it for the next 2.
What do we got here? Giants clutch hitter kid is hitting off the tee. There we go. Charlie getting some love. Giants clutch hitter is that kid hitting off the tee at Oracle Park. There you go.
All right, Isabel. How many games do the Dodgers win this year?
Why you do that?
How many wins do the Dodgers get this year? All right. How many? I saw on somebody's YouTube channel today, 97 wins. I think that comes in real low. Not happening. Clown show. By the way, tonight's show is brought to you in part by GenesisGoldIRA.com. You can check them out online.
Start your 401k or IRA with a tax-free rollover with a Genesis Gold IRA. This IRA can hold physical precious metals. Protect your retirement today with a simple phone call to receive a free gold and silver guide. Call Genesis Gold Group now at 1-800-200-GOLD. Find out how you can add precious metals to your IRA. Visit us at GenesisGoldIRA.com. Genesis Gold Group, empowering faith-driven stewardship. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
And they are one of our 5 proud sponsors, including Ducks Well Printing. Lefties in Burlingame, the best place, one-stop shop for San Francisco Giants, San Francisco Valkyries, San Francisco 49ers, San Jose Sharks. You throw in any other team. They got everything you want. Autographs, pictures, bubblegum cards. They've got lanyards. They got everything over there. Signatures for soldiers. I keep saying we got to get Tim on the show real soon. I'm going to make a point of reaching out to him tomorrow. And of course, we wouldn't be here without bettercreditcards.com.
Can I say that I haven't already said about bettercreditcards.com? It's a website. You go there to get a better credit card. Okay, that's really probably all I need to say for most of you, but I still have time left, so how about this? At bettercreditcards.com, we have different kinds of credit cards, some with better points and perks, some designed to help you build your credit. Whatever stage of life you happen to be in, we want to help. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Yep. Make sure you support all of our sponsors, please, and thank you.
Right on. Look at Cliff. You're telling me I got to play fantasy baseball with a professional wrestling writer, yes, last year, and Insane in the Membrane, Ese Loco, this season. Yeah. What else? Oh, we got sounds for days and days. What is going on here? Good God. Gotta love this one. I love this one. Brings back memories. There we go. Let's play some Pac-Man. Yeah, that's great. That's great, Cliff. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. No, I don't want to get into that. Never mind. I don't want to talk about that right now. You know what? We haven't done in the last few shows? Let's throw out the link. Let's throw out the link. It's been a while since we've had people pop in here. Let's see if I don't know if Mark. Oh, that's right, Marcus. He's in New York.
New York, past his bedtime. He needs beauty sleep.
Maybe Dilly
will pop beauty sleep. By the way, if you weren't with us at the start of the show, guys, I was telling Eric that.
Oh yeah,
I spent 18 years doing play-by-play professional hockey. After I played, got hurt. Didn't know what I was going to do for a living. With a big mouth like this, as Jackie Gleason would say, I've got a big mouth. They said, you'd be a great broadcaster. So we gave it a shot. I did 18 years. And when I was a kid, and I was lucky I got a chance to meet him. It was kind of like an understudy. Spent a lot of time with this guy. Mike Lang, former voice of the Pittsburgh Penguins. He passed away today. And what, Eric, as we would say in the biz, he was a beauty.
Hey, shoots and scores a rocket slammer from the right wing dot, and the Penguins make it 2-1. I've seen that fish before. Chris Kunitz, and the Penguins creep within a goal. And Sutter turned around. Lucci's put pressure on, but it comes to Bo Bennett. He's into the zone. Goes to Neal. Sticking on the left side. Sutter, he shoots and scores. Brandon Sutter ties this hockey game. It's 2-2. Oh, hopping to Cordova, baby. We're going bowling.
I love it. Hey, real quick, I just saw this on
Made
Twitter.
It exciting.
You'll probably like this. You got Steve Mears, who's a play-by-play for the Columbus Blue Jackets. Says, I can't adequately express how much Mike Lang meant to me. A friend, a mentor. He treated me like a son. Love this photo because he's giving me advice as usual, and I'm loving it. His iconic calls and that incredible voice will live forever. Have a Miller Lite tonight and smile. Well, there you go. There's the man.
That's Mike Lang there with the gray hair, and there's your Columbus Blue Jackets. I was up for a job with the Columbus Blue Jackets at one time, Eric.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I believe it was 2004.
Wow.
Doug
Nice.
McLean was the general manager, and he gave me a call one afternoon, and I was like, holy crap, the Columbus Blue. Anyway, I didn't get the job. But anyway, it's good to be part of that.
Hey, look at that. Toby. I haven't seen Toby in a while. Let's bring him in.
Toby, no. Hey, Toby, no.
What's up, man? How's it going, Toby?
Hello. It's been a minute.
Yeah, how you been, man?
Doing good. Working.
All right. Oh, hey. There you go. Got to pay the bills, right?
Working in a coal mine going down.
Amen.
What are you doing?
All right.
I am a car salesman at Golden State Nissan. I don't know if anyone knows the Ceremony area, but those strip of cars I sell at Nissan now. So if you need a car, hit me up.
Hey, look at that. There you go. Need a car. Go see Toby. I'll tell you one thing. They ain't getting any cheaper. But I'm not that's a story for another day. So talk to me, man. How you feeling about the Giants? I mean, yeah, spring training, you get the good feeling, the good vibes. Baseball's getting ready to start. Tell me, how you feeling, man?
I'm just so excited for baseball, just seeing the
Yeah.
boys back together, just seeing baseball getting played again. Like I could care less that it's Dodgers and Cubs tomorrow, but I'm gonna watch
Right
regardless. I
on.
just want to watch baseball, watching some college baseball, seeing how those young guys are getting after it and just how much energy they're bringing to the game. It's fun.
I like how you
All right,
talk about that
Toby,
because
wait a sec. You're talking about watching. They're going to play baseball. You want to see them play, but are we going to get played this year? What do you think? What do you think of our lineup? What do you think of the pitching? The whole kit and caboodle.
I think the lineup's underrated. I sent something to Eric a while ago about our numbers last year. They were underlyingly, they're very good. I sent something to him, some numbers that against the Dodgers, they were actually quite well. And not just us against the Dodgers, but our numbers were better than maybe what it appeared. So I think we can definitely get better, especially
So,
with all the injuries that we had.
so we were good last year. Just didn't play good.
Yeah, I think our biggest problem was runners in scoring position. We lost 30
Yes.
games of one-run ball game. If you score a few runs, how many times did we watch a game where we had runners on, no
Yes.
outs, and no one got
Correct.
in? How many times did we have to watch that?
Too
Yeah,
many.
but I think we've taken a step backward. I think if we score more runs this year, I still think this pitching staff is adequate at best.
Yeah. What do you think about this pitching
gonna
staff,
hurt.
Toby?
Okay, so Robbie Ray is going to have a full healthy year. He's going to have a full spring training. He didn't have that last year. He was still recovering. He'll be back. He won a Cy Young in 21, so hopefully he brings that form back. I think the biggest question obviously is going to be Verlander, 40 years old, obviously. But I think Birdsong a little bit more under his belt of a spring training where he believes he has a shot.
Okay.
Harrison
Real
has a
quick.
fire. Harrison
Okay.
has the fire under him, knowing like if I don't do well, Birdsong's coming for my job,
Okay.
and
There you
nothing
go.
lights a fire under your ass than knowing that someone's going to
Competition.
take your job.
Competition.
And he
Correct. Now, what
and
about
he's
Hicks?
talked about how they changed his mechanics. How I guess they were looking at it and how he's like, how the hell didn't we pick this up last year? Like he saw something and I guess they fixed it. And he said he's at a velocity where he's been wanting to be, but because they didn't fix it, it was not where he wanted it to be last year.
Good. And what about Hicks? Think he could go through an entire season, or you think he still has a little bit of? Does he hit a brick wall after the All-Star break?
Yeah,
That's tough, huh?
Hicks
That
is,
one's tough.
I don't see why like the Mets are doing it with Clay Holmes. If you're a
Yes.
reliever, I think it's gonna be hard to transition to being a
Right.
starter, especially if you haven't done it for and he's been in the league quite a while. It's not
Wow.
like he's a young guy and he only was in the bullpen for a year and he's been a starter most of his career. It's like he's been in the league 6 years now?
Somewhere around there,
Something like
right?
that. Yeah, somewhere around that. And he was in the bullpen primarily. So to go from that to a starter. It's such a big jump
And doing
into
it at the MLB level. You know, it's one thing if
yeah.
you're
It's
going to
not
do it
like he's just doing it in college
in minors.
or like high school.
Yeah.
He was a reliever in high school, and then they're gonna make him a starter in college. It was like yeah, I'm sure a lot of guys do that, but
So
doing in the
you,
middle of your career like that's kind of like I just say put him in the bullpen. It makes the bullpen scarier. It gives the young guys more opportunities. It's like why not?
now here's the thing. Last year, even though Snell had an absolute tire fire of a first half, the Giants still
Yeah.
had two number ones, right? I'm not gonna get into, I'm gonna consider Webb a number one for the Giants. So they had a 1A and a 1B.
Yeah.
This year, they don't have that. They have Webb.
Yeah, they have one.
Ray,
Yeah.
right now, I mean, I don't want to put a number on, but he's more like a 3, right? Right?
Who,
Somewhere
Webb
around
or
no, Ray.
Oh yeah, we have a 1, a true 1, and a bunch of 3s and 4s.
3s and 4, right? Do you see? So it's
We
gonna
don't have that number 2 guy to where like we can win a
Right.
series. We can definitely win the first game if we have Webb. Then it's like
And this-
okay, the second game like hopefully Ray does good. And
This
then
is
it's like
why-
okay, how many innings is each of those last 3 guys gonna give us? Harrison, Birdsong, Verlander. Like he's not going 180 innings
Are you losing him, Eric?
Yeah, he's breaking up. You're breaking up on us, Toby.
Toby, you see if you can get that fixed. And while you're doing that,
Oh, you're breaking up pretty bad there, too.
we lost you.
My
Well, speaking of pitching, Eric, earlier tonight we were playing a little clip from Sean Jelly. He was talking about the pitching staff heading into 2025.
I'm really excited because I feel like we have a wide variety of arms and angles too. I mean, you go from, a guy like me, and we cover the whole side of the clock, from me to Walker, who's, thrown from the third base coach's box, to Tyler Rogers, who's thrown from the dirt on the pitcher's mound itself, and everywhere in between. So I'm really excited. I feel like we have so many different unique looks that we can give to an opposing team's lineup that keeps them on their toes and keeps them guessing. And I think it's going to be a really exciting year for us, just as a staff as a whole, but especially down in the bullpen.
So there he is. That is Sean Jelly. Yeah, I think he's going to be an important part out of the bullpen this year, Eric. He logged. You talk about Logan Webb eating innings. Sean Jelly ate a lot of innings for us last year.
Absolutely. Real quick, let me get this in here. Yeah, guys, we got that from Marty Lurie and friends. Go check out his YouTube channel. Marty has his own YouTube. They're getting really close to 1,000 subs. So if you haven't subbed over there at Marty's channel, you're missing out, because Marty had Baggerly and Sean Jelly on. But back to your point, Glenn, I've said this. I think Jelly is an important part to the bullpen for the long man. He did a good job last year. He has a nice sinker. He has a lot of movement, and I think he sufficed. If you try to stretch him longer than 2 innings, well, then you're kind of playing with fire, so to speak, right? Just a little bit when you go a little bit longer. But I think he's a great long guy. I like him for 2 innings. Go in there, eat up some innings, and he was able to get some of that job done. Yeah. Did he have a
Tomorrow night, big hockey game, Eric. Canada, USA, going to be a doozy. I'll be tuned into that. I got to run. I'm heading over to the radio studio. I'll let you wrap it up tonight.
Look at you. Look at you. I gotta go. Look at you. Get out of here, man. All right. And with that, here we go. Let's bring in Paul. Oh, man. What's up, man? Are you there? Paul? Paul?
Can you hear me?
There you are. Hey, what's up, Paul?
Glenn don't want the smoke, huh?
I don't know, man.
You must have been one hell of a hockey player. Just run away from the hockey puck.
That shit is freaking hilarious, man.
Dude,
he
don't
got
want
the
the
hell.
smoke,
He's
man.
like,
Let's go.
I'm out.
Dude, he saw me and he ran.
Yeah, Glenn, I ain't forgetting this.
Come on. Let me see if you're a real hockey player, Glenn. Let's go, baby.
Oh man, I bet you he comes back in. All right, hey, where did Toby go? He was just here. All right, let's hear what you got, Paul.
Did I lose you?
No, I hear you. Whoa! What happened?
Okay, I'm back.
Okay, there you are.
Yeah,
what
man.
You got,
It's
man?
good to see you guys. It's good to see you. I've been getting,
absolutely, man.
A lot of your fans are saying, "Where's Paul? Where's Paul?" And I'm like, you know what? I got to do it tonight. I only got about 5-10 minutes. I'm not going to be that long because I'm on a big project, so I got to get back to work.
Hey, I get it, man.
Yeah. So, anyways, no, I just want to check in with you guys. I've been listening to your show, popping in and out. Been, like I said, busy at work.
Yeah, I get you, man.
But yeah, like we're in this 3-way chat every day, so we we get after it, and I feel like, and this is good for the chat to know. I've been wearing grenades for the last 2 months with Eric and Glenn, meaning I've been
yeah, man.
These guys are so adamant on being negative Nancy, and I'm going to give you a compliment, my brother.
Appreciate
you
it.
and Glenn have been positive for the last few weeks, and I'm not going to say because I've been kicking your butt, but I can start to see you're seeing the light a little bit, and I can appreciate that.
I tell you what, man, I'm gonna call it how I see it. I don't have any axes to grind. I don't, I'm not playing favorites. I'm gonna just call it how I see it as a fan. That's it. Period.
I feel you. No,
and
it's all good.
Right. And then I could see where things are kind of going sideways, and I could see, hey, yeah, maybe there's going to be something going on here. Absolutely. It's again, and everything we're basing this off of course, is off paper. That's it.
Right.
That's it. That's it. Paper, man. Again, I think I've told you I don't put a lot of stock in, the grandiose statements from the club. Every club's going to go out there and say, oh yeah, we're going to be great. We got the philosophy. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Well, it's easy to say that in the beginning of spring training.
Right.
Talk to me in the dog days in August. Right. And then we'll know whether or not you guys are, talking the talk and walking the walk. But dude, I tell you, I'm excited about just baseball starting again. That's the key, man. I absolutely love the game.
Yep.
I hope the Giants do what they do. We'll see. I think, and I said this, I think the Giants are going to be better than they were last year. Yeah, last year they had 80 wins. I thought they're going to be about 84. It could be more, it could be less. Who knows? A lot of it's going to depend on the health and of course the talent and the production that's going to be on the field. But yeah, it's just tough because you see all these other teams, they're getting better too. It's not like this thing is happening in a vacuum. So next year, I'm going to be a lot more excited because I think we're going to get the full run of Bryce Eldridge. No doubt about it. I think you lengthen the lineup when that happens.
Yeah.
We talked about, I don't even want to go down the path of Kyle Tucker, but you never know. Could you imagine? I mean, if you have both of those guys as your big lefties in the lineup,
I mean, in a heartbeat, bro.
Yeah, right.
Pickup.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But so, I mean, what do you think? It's hard to tell. It's spring training.
Well,
let's go this. What is the thing that you're most excited about in the upcoming season?
So I have to go back. So, okay, let me take a step back. And I love your questions because they're always good. You make me really think about my experience. And when I answer it, I'm not just giving you an answer. I'm literally thinking about my coaching, my scouting experience. I'm kind of combining it into one answer. I can just see already, and this is from my coaching aspect. When you have a leader, and I don't care if you say Posey didn't have a great offseason. In my opinion, I think he had a decent one, especially being a rookie. And we have to think about this. The guy's only been doing it for 4 months.
Right. Absolutely.
With no training, right? With no training. Right. So again, I'm not going to even go there right now.
That's right.
But what I'm saying is that in any organization, I don't care if you work for a McDonald's, I don't care if you're on a soccer, gymnastics, or whatever, or even a boxing team, you always take on the personality of your leader. No matter what. And Posey, when he talks and he walks in that room, no matter what he says, that dude has already got credibility and respect. Correct. And the one thing I love about Posey, take away all the accolades, the dude doesn't even need the money.
Nope.
He does not even, he didn't even really want to start this job this year. He took it because I think he was planning on doing this in the next couple of years. But he mainly took it because he saw the Giants were tanking and the fan base was tanking, and he wanted to help the Giants bring back that winning culture.
That's fair.
So for me, he's doing it for the right reason on top of all his accolades. I'm a fan and I'm behind him. Even if he shits the bed for 3 years, I'm still going to go down with the ship.
That's fair. Okay, I tell you what, to your point about Posey, I don't disagree with you in his baseball philosophy and the gravitas that he brings to the club. No doubt about it, right? The guy, he understands baseball. He understands what it's going to take to win. I get it. Do you think the organization made a little bit of a mistake? And I don't know if it's on him. I mean, he's the one that had to decide to take the job or not. Do you think his talent could have been better utilized maybe as a manager or even just or start off as a GM and then maybe work his way up to Pobo and just have that guy above him who's done it before? We talked about this, who's done it before, where then Posey can basically be under his wing, whoever it may be, so then he can learn the job. Because he's not the POBP, which is the president of baseball philosophy. He is the president of baseball operations. And yes, having that philosophy is a huge part of it, but he's also got to be able to, does he know is he going to know when to make a 40-man spot change? Is he going to know who to bring up and who to bring down? Is he going to be able to understand what is happening in the minor leagues? You got to have a lot of knowledge of what's going on in your entire organization. And I think that right there, and on top of that, he's got to be a salesman. You have to be a salesman.
You brought up some really good points, and we have to remember Posey was in the chair of an owner, a small owner,
right,
for at least 2 years, meaning
so he
got to see how operations were ran.
Mm-hmm.
And he was sitting in those meetings. Didn't mean he was hands-on, didn't mean he had the title, but
Fair.
at least he got to see what goes on behind the scenes. And as a player, he's negotiated contracts. He's been drafted. He knows what the minor league system's supposed to look like. Now, does it mean you have the experience to run the organization? No, it does not. I would agree with you.
Right.
Now, I believe Johnson hired him not on desperation, but I think he wanted to do some damage control and basically is maybe a publicity stunt a little bit and maybe a high risk, high reward, but I don't think they thought it through the way we're thinking it through. Yes, Posey should have went through a GM chair or assistant GM chair for a couple of years and then worked his way up. But I think they were kind of desperate at the last minute after Farr on getting all the negative press, losing money, or not really losing money, but losing tickets daily on the games. Revenue's going down a little bit. So I think a little bit out of desperation, they're like, you know what? This guy can do no harm. People love Posey. Give him a shot. He'll figure it out. He's a smart guy. We're going with it. It can't be any worse than Farhan. So I think it was a little bit of a push. I really think it was a little bit of a push, but in theory, the Giants kind of needed it because we needed something to bring us back from the light, because I feel like another year of Farhan, the Giants fan base would have been gone.
Yeah.
Who knows where we would have gone, right?
That's a good point.
So, I mean, I'll take Posey over an average or maybe an upcoming GM. I'll take Posey only because I think, like Bochy said in that article, he doesn't have a ceiling once he figures this out. Whatever Posey decides to do, basically he's going to be successful at it. And that's coming from Bruce Bochy, and that's coming from a guy who was a catcher and won 3 championships. So again, it doesn't mean he's going to translate to being the best president of ops, but he's going to get better. And already Verlander and the team is saying, just by talking to a baseball guy that gets it, that understands how these guys are supposed to be treated, that goes a long ways versus these other guys that don't know how to treat players, because the players are going to want to fight for that operations guy like Posey, knowing that he's got their back and he gets it, like on the same level, right? Brother to brother. And
that's fair. And that's the thing is he will do much better for the organization in the mental state of the players. I get that because he's done it before. Now, does it replace the talent? It doesn't replace the talent, right? So the talent still has to be played on the field. And we'll see how that is out of the realm of what Posey could do. All you can do is lead them in the right direction.
Yep.
But they got it again. And I said this with the coaches as well. Batting coaches, hitting instructors, pitching coaches, you could talk to your blue in the face, but they can't stand out there on the mound with you. They got to execute. So that's going to be the key. And there's going to be some work to be done with the organization. There's no doubt about it.
For sure. Yeah.
Right. Because
about that.
the farm system is not exactly, and that's
I'm a big advocate, like fire half the scouts, bring them in from these other farm systems, like the Rays, the Dodgers,
might have to
the
do
Red
that.
Sox. Just because they know exactly how to look for the right guys, or they got the right formula.
And I hear you. And you know what? And you know what you do to bridge it? The way you bridge it is you got to open up the books more. Just go. If you have to go for free agents for the next 5 years, right? For the next 5 years, go spend some money so you're actually putting on the field a competitive team. Then it gives Posey a chance to go out there, hit on some drafts. Look, and the drafts are a lottery. You just don't know what you may get or not get. And then when those contracts are up, now you're bringing in the youth, and then you could just sprinkle in here and there. I mean, that would be ideal. But here's the problem, Paul. This is my biggest issue right here, and I hope you're on the same page as me.
I'm with you.
Something has to be done about ownership, right? When you have the fan base who are more about wanting to win than the people who own the team, that's a disconnect.
Okay, so here's the deal with the owner. My theory, based on my research, and I could be dead wrong, but I brought this to you in our chat a couple weeks back, or maybe last week. Larry Bear is, in my opinion, slowly killing the franchise.
Okay.
And the reason why I say that, don't get me wrong, I like Larry Bear, but he has his hands in that Mission Rock project, and he's got money tied up there, and he's a salesman, and he's the guy who got Bochy and Sabian out of there to bring in Farhan.
Okay.
He's also the guy that had an interaction with his wife, which we won't
Correct.
go there.
Right.
And why is he still in the organization? I have
Good
no
question.
idea.
That's
You
a good
said
question.
he's an owner. Maybe he can't be fired, but still, I believe that's the cancer, because he may be telling the owner, we can only budget our money for the next couple years because we're in this project. So we have to pause on the payroll. And maybe the owner's taking the hits for the team, but Larry Bear is the CEO and operation of the financials for the Giants.
Okay, there may be something to that. That's pretty good.
So Larry Bear could be the alibi of Johnson or vice versa, but somehow Larry Bear's in the midst of it. And I think it's preventing Posey from really doing his job. Now, I will say this. Posey was in on some deals in the offseason, like the lefty from the White Sox who's now with the Red Sox. He tried to get that guy. Thank you. He tried to get that guy. Well, he couldn't get that guy because no one's willing to trade Eldridge. We don't have anyone else that's tradable but Eldridge right now, right? That's young, upcoming. Okay. So that's one of probably 5 deals that we couldn't get because we don't have a full farm system yet.
Okay.
So I think he's dealing with the cards he's dealt with. He can't talk about this behind the scenes.
Yeah, I get it. Yep.
But it makes him look bad because he didn't close a deal, but he didn't have nothing to work with from the beginning.
Cool. Yeah, that makes sense. And
go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, he still needs to improve on being a salesman because he is a baseball guy. He still needs to improve on trading. He still needs to improve on letting go of his buddies that he used to play with, right? That's going to be hard for him.
That's going to be tough, man.
Right? But I mean, those are little things I think he can build off of, but that's just going to take some experience.
Sure. Take some experience.
But I think the foundation's there, and there's some weird voodoo crap going on behind the scenes. and I have a feeling, man, Bear is attached to the money, and you got to follow the money.
I get it. Absolutely. What's up, Taryn? And here's another thing, and I don't know if you've heard me say this before. I kind of got my own theory about the Larry Bear too. He's really done a number on the Giants, and there's 2 reasons, and I've talked about this before. I don't mean to sound redundant. The first one is he's the one, as you said, he was the one hyping it up about getting Farhan. He thought he was committing a coup against the Dodgers by going to get their guy.
Yeah.
Even in actuality, and you know this from experience with Andrew Friedman. Andrew Friedman was the one that got that shit done. Don't get me wrong. Look, was Farhan able to find some, what do you want to call it? Diamonds in the rough, like with Muncie and all that. Yeah, I get it. I understand. But again, it was Bear hyping him up, thinking he was going to be the next biggest thing for the San Francisco Giants. And it turned out to be an absolute freaking debacle.
You know what sold Larry Bear and whoever hired him in addition to Bear, what Farhan sold them on his analytical background.
Yes, and they just fell in love with that.
They fell in love with that because the Giants were never analytical based team. They wanted to go with the trends of the Dodgers, right? They wanted to try to be the big player. And if you think about it, that's not the Giants format philosophy. We've been in some analytics, but Bochy preaches and the players preach, you got to go with your gut. You got to trust your gut. You got years in this game. You got to trust what the eyes are seeing, right? I understand analytics play a game.
It's a tool. It's a tool.
But Giants have never been analytical people. Never.
Right.
So, and we never will, right? I know we're going to have analytical people in the company, but it's not going to be our number one focus.
Mm-hmm.
And it shouldn't be. I look at the Giants. I look at the Giants the way they used to look, as a gritty, tough, hard-nosed baseball team that is really hard to beat on any given day. And what's funny about the Giants brand of baseball, you don't even know who these guys are. You don't even know who a Ramos is. Who in the hell is this guy, right? That's the kind of team that the Giants are built on.
That's fair. And that's the problem. I think if Bochy and Sabian were still in charge, I think we would have saw Ramos a year earlier.
I agree.
Maybe. And maybe even sooner, because maybe they would have done something in the minors to help them to move along. Now, the second point I was going to make about Bayer, okay? So we got Farhan. Second thing is that incident, the public incident he had, and guess what happened?
God, bro.
He wind up losing that position as the I mean, he's still the CEO, but he lost, quote unquote, the power. And that's when Greg Johnson stepped into the fold. Now, we could all talk about Larry Bayer and how bad he was in some of these decision makings, but he is a fan, right?
Yeah.
Greg Johnson is not a fan, right? And it doesn't seem like he is putting the product on the field as serious as the Mission Rock stuff. I know you're talking about Larry Bayer having an issue or having a play in the Mission Rock, and I think he is, but I think Greg Johnson also is big into this Mission Rock. Come on. I mean, the guy's an investor. He wants that safe money.
They're both in cahoots. I would agree with you. But I think Johnson needs to clear the air and get in front of the fans and start talking. You know, let's see his mentality. Like, no one really knows the guy.
And look, if you're not interested in the success of the team, just sell your portion to someone who is.
Right.
Right? Just say, look, come on,
get your $1 billion.
You got Franklin Templeton. You manage almost $2 trillion worth of investments.
Yeah.
Go. If this isn't for you, you're fine. You're not losing any money.
A lot of these rich guys, man, they just need to burn money. And they've always had this grand idea of owning a baseball team, and now they own it. They think it's cool, but they're probably not even into it, right?
It's a notch in their belt. That's all it is.
A notch in their belt, right? So, unfortunately, and again, I don't want to talk smack about Johnson. Hopefully, he's not listening to this, but at the end of the day, man, the fans just want to see a good product.
That's it. That's what it is.
I don't want to look like the Dodgers. I don't want 20 dudes that make over $50 million a year or whatever. I'm just throwing numbers out. Like, give me
I get what you're saying.
1 or 2 more guys that are making good money that makes our team that much better, and we're okay with that. And we'll go with the young kids, right? We're not asking for much. We just need 1 or 2 more big name players, impact players.
And I said this, you know what? The Giants, all they had to do was make a couple of moves more than Adames, and they would have been right into the thick of wild card. If they didn't drop the ball on Corbin Burns, and you had Burns and Webb at the top of your rotation with Ray as your number 3, and then have it, and then you talk about the young arms, you might as well just have Harrison and Birdsong as your 4 and 5. You're easing them into it because they won't throw as many innings as the top of the rotation, right? And then trade for another bat along with Willie Adames, and there you go. You're in business, and you could have been under the CBT if that's what you're worried about.
The problem, and I agree with you. The problem with the Giants is we don't have anybody to trade right now, unless we're willing to give up Webb, which I know we don't want to. But if we were to go down that rabbit hole, you better get 4 really damn good players and a really good arm to justify getting rid of Webb, right? I mean, it has to make total sense.
Right.
But,
and here's another thing. We've talked about this. Again, this is more counterfactual, right?
Yeah.
What could have been and what, hindsight. Do you think it would have been better? And would you have accepted this as a Giants fan? Is if Posey just kind of, okay, let's go ahead. We'll trade. Don't worry about Adames. If you wanted to extend Chapman, whatever. But if you traded Webb, would you have been okay with if you want to call a rebuild? Would you have been okay with that?
If we wouldn't have gone Adames, went down the rebuild format, I would have been okay with it as long as he would have explained that to us, like right out of the chute.
Yes, you have to explain it. Yes.
Yeah, and if we understood the plan, then I'd be on board. But I don't think you could get Adames and say, "Oh, by the way, we're rebuilding."
Yeah, no, you wouldn't have been able to get Adames with that.
No.
And here's another thing. Honestly, I mean, I think that's asking a bit much of Buster, because that's not. you really got to know what the hell you're doing with a rebuild.
Yeah.
And I think where the biggest mistake is, Paul, honestly, and it goes back to Farhan. The Giants, this team could have looked much different if you had traded Bumgarner, if you had traded Rodon, if you had traded Snell, if you had traded Alex Cobb and Jock Peterson. You could have had some pieces, man.
There's a theory out there that the reason why he didn't trade Snell is because he knew he was going to go work back for the Dodgers, and the Dodgers were going to get Snell. Yeah, people are saying that online. Yeah, it's crazy right now, bro. So, I mean, some of it I'm like, wait, that does kind of make sense. Like,
wow, I didn't put that, to be honest with you. I did not even put that together. I forgot he's back with the Dodgers, and then there's Snell.
Right. Like, I'm not saying it happened.
Right. You're just seeing it somewhere.
Theories out there. You're like, oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, you start putting that together, and it makes you think. It'll make you.
Yeah, it's crazy, bro. But
wow.
Oh man, I wish we'd have got rid of Snell, even though I love Snell last year. He was on fire.
They could have got, this is the problem. In 22, Rodon was walking. Everybody knew it. Don't give me this bullshit that
got him out.
We're in it. Got to Alex Cobb, even though you're a first place in 23, you should have he's not part of that's the thing. If they're not part of the future, trade them.
Sabian would have got rid of them for sure.
Yep. You would have traded them for a piece for the future.
Yep.
Right. And then, of course,
that's been our Achilles heel for years, man. We just haven't had that.
Can't trade.
We haven't had that, and that's killed us. That's killed us in the off seasons.
Yeah, the only trade recent, that they traded for Ray, but is that really like one of those? Oh yeah, that feels good. The Giants, and they also have an issue with trading their youth. They just don't want they don't want to trade their prospects for major league talent. And look. The major league talent, it's proven commodity, right?
Well, it's funny. It's really funny. Like, how many players on the Dodgers roster right now came from the farm system?
Oh, yeah.
I haven't even done that analysis. I don't even know if they might have one or two, right? The catcher,
Pajes, right? Pajes, the center fielder. I think he's, of course, their pitching staff. Let's see. Well, Bueller's gone. Kershaw, but he's a dinosaur. Right. Dustin May, but I think he's hurt.
He's older than Verlander.
Gavin Stone, right?
Okay.
And
so they don't have a ton.
And that's it. But the thing is, they do it different because they use those prospects to go get that
trade
talent.
bait. They're trade bait. That's all they think of is trade bait.
And look what the Dodgers have they ever fallen below 10th? In their farm rankings, they haven't.
No. But the problem with the Dodgers, and I don't care if Dodger fans don't like this, and I've got cousins that are Dodger fans. I'm from the Southern California area. And the one thing I can't stand about the fans, even the coach, even some of the players, they're just so damn arrogant. I mean, they're already talking about winning the division. They're already talking about going to the World Series. There's no guarantees in baseball. I don't care how good you are.
No, there's not.
You have to be humbled, right? And I get it. They're good. I get it. They're the real deal. Whatever. Okay. But the way baseball's played, you better be humbled or the game will humble you real quick.
What's up, Mike? No, absolutely, Paul. And and to an certain extent, they earned it to a certain extent. They won the World Series last year, right? So hey, they haven't done that in a while.
Right.
So hey, let them have their day in the sun.
But that's where the Giants got to get hungry, get pissed, and let's go, baby. Right? So
got to do that. You have
to. That's where I love like the regime right now, only because I just know like it's baseball players, man, teaching baseball, real baseball, not some analytics guy running around to save his job and pulling off some shady deals behind the curtain.
Yes.
Right? It's just real baseball environment, winning, fundamentals. Prepare for your bat. Prepare for the field.
And that's the thing is winning solves everything.
And you know what gets you to winning in baseball? Doing the little things correctly. The small, simple fundamentals.
100%. And here's another thing. I'm asking a favor of the Giants media. Please just go out there and report. I don't want sunshine blown up my ass. right? That doesn't do it for me. I want some good.
Trust me, I know.
I want some good journalism, right? That's all I want. I want to hear some good stuff. I don't want to hear the fluff pieces, so to speak, because it's just, for me as a fan, I want a little bit more. I want a little bit more substance, if you know what I mean. Doesn't mean I'm not a fan, right? I mean, I think you know that. It doesn't mean I'm not a fan. I want to be serious about what we're doing here, right? And if the baby's ugly, say the baby's ugly. That's all you don't. And look, you can do it in a way where you're not throwing someone under the bus, right? There's ways to do it, but gosh, I'm just tired of just the
fluff.
You know where I'm getting at. You know where I'm getting at.
Yeah, and some of them too, man, to defend them, they are fans at heart, so they're kind of talking to you like a fan perspective.
And the thing is, it's hard to have that independency when you're being paid by the Giants. For example, Pavlovich is being paid by the Giants. Like, okay. Now the Chronicle shouldn't be. That should be a little bit more quote unquote independent.
Yeah.
But for NBC Sports Bay Area, and then of course, that's pretty much it. Baggerly, I think he does a fairly good job. He doesn't. I like Baggerly. He doesn't blow the sunshine. He gets down to the truth. But the problem is he just doesn't write as much as he used to, right?
Yeah.
It's just, because with the Athletic, it's only, so much.
Well, and I'm not going to make fun of them, but most of them never played baseball at that level. So, they've been doing it for years, all due respect. But there's something about, if you know the game at the highest level and you witnessed it, whether you scout, coach, played, whatever, you just have a total different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so hard for me to explain it to the average person. But I just look at the game. Like when I go to a game, I'm not just looking at the wins and losses. I'm looking at how we played the game, how we approached the game, or do we make the right adjustments? Or I'll give you a good one. When I'm scouting a pitcher, and let's say my pitcher that I really like gives up a home run. You know what I'm doing? I'm excited, and I'll tell you why. I want to know the next pitch that pitcher is going to throw to the batter, meaning, is he going to slow his arm down and aim the ball because he's scared to give up another home run? If he is, I don't want him on my team. Or is he going to pound the rock and throw another fastball inside at the dude's hands because he's pissed? That's the guy I want on my team. That's the mental makeup.
You know what? I tell you what, Paul, you know what? You're talking about a style of baseball that is kind of gone by the wayside. How many pitchers out there, Paul? Talk about this. How many pitchers? Hey, Fossey, I see you down there. I'm going to bring you in here in a minute, man. Just hang with me. How many pitchers do you see out there having that attitude? Say, let's go back in time. Let's talk about Randy Johnson and Nolan Ryan and the guys of that ilk. They were not afraid to pitch you in. Today, you don't see those guys pitching you in. Maybe Scherzer may do that, but don't be afraid to throw it inside, right? If you have your craft,
that red ass in him, I think Verlander's got it in him.
If you are a pitcher, you could throw inside without worrying about hitting a guy.
Right.
Problem is, you got a lot of guys out there who are throwers,
right.
And maybe they don't quite know where it's going.
Where the ball's going.
Right. But yes, I 100% agree with you, man. You gotta have that presence, right? Whether you're in the box. Pride. And look, I've never played the game at a high level, not even close, but I'm a fan and I have eyeballs and I can see, right?
Right. No, I get it.
I want a man on the mound who's going to command the mound. Yes. I want a guy in the box who's going to command the box, so to speak.
His office.
And let's go. This is the beauty of baseball. It's mano y mano, right?
Yep.
And in that instant, when it's the pitcher and the hitter, it's mano y mano.
Yep.
Once the ball's put in play, that's when the team comes to the game.
And who wants it more, the pitcher or the hitter?
There you go. But you gotta have that competitiveness. If you have to get that guy off the plate, for example, a guy like Anthony Rizzo or Justin Turner, those guys crowd the plate. You can't be afraid to throw inside on those guys.
Right.
Again, a lot of times, if you could do it correctly, you're not going to hit them. That's why, unfortunately, a lot of times those guys get a lot of base on balls for that simple fact, because they know They know they're just taking one for the team. And you know what? Credit to those hitters.
Right.
Because they're taking advantage of it. Why not, man? Hey, it's that battle. And you got to know how to navigate that. That's the kind of thing I miss about baseball today. It seems a little bit sanitized. Is that a good word? Doesn't it seem a little bit more sanitized?
Yeah, watered down a little bit nicer. It's a nicer, guys are nice to each other. Like if I'm on the other team, if I'm boys with the other guy, I don't want to talk to that dude till the baseball season's over with.
Right.
You're my boy, but you're not my boy during the season. We're going after each other. We're talking smack, right?
Exactly.
But guys are like signing jerseys to each other and high-fiving in between innings. It's like, what the hell is going on?
Bob Gibson, that guy absolutely hated the opposing team. Hated them.
You know who had good presence for us too? Was Volgasong.
Vogelsong, he was a guy that brought some tenacity.
He was pissed, bro. And those guys, the
Mad Bum,
bro. Guys want to fight for those guys behind them. I'm telling you, it elevates the team.
Now, let's become a little bit different. He was just all stuff.
Dude,
he just had the stuff. Period.
Yeah.
So he really didn't he commanded the mouth not with his presence, but with his stuff.
He commanded with his greatness, and just by him being on the mound, people respected him.
Right, correct.
They knew they were going to get one hell of a show when he was on the mound.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Those are the glory days.
Yeah. So, like I said, man, that's what I love about the game. Like for me, as long as I'm seeing these guys improve and they're making the right adjustments and they're playing a better brand of ball, in my mind, they will win ball games. I don't worry about the scoreboard because that'll take care of itself.
Yep.
So
there you go.
You see what I'm saying? I don't look at it like, are we up? Are we down? It's like, no, we're in a battle. The game's not over till the last pitch. We can be down by 10 runs. With 2 outs, it doesn't matter. The game's not over.
Right.
So,
J.R. Richard, that's another great one. J.R. Richard was another guy. Tenacity. Clemens, though. Oh, I got a chance to see Clemens pitch against Oakland back in the 80s, man. That was so freaking awesome. This was back in like what? 89, 90? Oh, dude.
Oh, man.
He pitched a gym in the Coliseum. Oh, it was so awesome. And you know what? A friend of mine that I went with him and his dad. He's a huge Boston Red Sox fan. Wow. And he loved the Rocket. So he had a card that he wanted to get signed. We waited 2 hours plus after the game, waiting for Clemens to come out to the bus. And there was only like 5 of us. And the attendant said, "Oh no, he's already gone. He ain't coming out." So we're like, "Son of a bitch, we waited this long." So we're all walking away. Lo and behold, we hear the attendant, "Hey, he's coming out now." So we all ran. And I didn't have a card. It was my buddy. He had his card with him. And out comes Roger Clemens, man. He was an imposing figure. Boy, but was he an asshole. Dude, the guy pitched a gym. I think he was like pitched a 2-hitter. Had like
wow.
He had double-digit Ks. He was on fire. And he goes, "I see more than one card. I'm done." And I'm just, I'm a high school kid. It's like, damn, dude, what the hell? But my buddy, he got his freaking baseball card signed by the Rocket, man. It was freaking awesome.
Awesome. It was
a great memory.
Yeah, off story. I was at the Coliseum, and remember Miguel Cabrera?
Cabrera or Cabrero?
Cabrera from the
Detroit
Tigers, right?
Yeah.
First baseman.
Yep.
Well, in his prime, I forget what year it was.
When he was skinny?
Yeah, when he was skinny, dude. They were leaving the yard, and the bus was waiting for him to come in the bus and take off to the hotel. Well, this guy big leagues the team, and he has his limo driver waiting for him. And he opens the door, and there's like 10 women in the limousine. He walks in and big leagues the club and takes off in his limo.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, wow, it must be amazing to be a big leaguer, dude.
Jeez. Unbelievable.
So anyways, that was funny. But, the Giants, I'm very optimistic only because I know the mentality's changing now. Is it going to change in one night? No. This is going to take 2, 3, 4 years of really getting.
It's going to take a. That's what I'm saying. It's not an overnight fix. It's just
not. But compared to last year, we're in a much better place. That's all I'm saying.
That's fair. I can agree with that. I can agree with that.
And I know it's easy to go negative on these guys. It's the easiest thing because we can point fingers at all the negatives. But I just feel like we're in good hands. I think we all need to take a deep breath. We need to go enjoy some baseball, get outside. I know I work on the computer. I work on the computer 15, 18 hours a day on this project right now. The first thing I want to do is get outside and go watch some baseball. Win or lose.
There you go.
Right?
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. And everything else will take care of itself. All right. Hey, thanks for popping on, Paul. I'm going to bring in Fossey, man.
All right, guys. Thank you. Have a good night.
All right. Take it easy, Paul.
Take care.
All right, there was Paul. Let's go ahead and bring in Fossey. What's up, Fossey?
Yeah, what's up, Eric?
It's going, man. How you doing, dude?
Doing well, man. Look, I'm sitting here, long day with the kids, hanging out with my wife. Got you on. You're talking about if the baby's ugly, say it's ugly.
Yeah, right.
Got a little chuckle from her, so I'm like, you know what? Let me get on with Eric.
Right
on,
on.
my guy right here. So, look, I'm gonna keep it short, and I'll take your answer off of later. Nope. I'll get off and hear your answer. But what is your expectations for the team this year? Because for me, we'll be lucky if we get to 500, and I don't even know if that's going to be enough to make it to the playoffs. Even with these wild cards, I don't even know what the MLB got for the playoffs now with the wild card stuff. But for me, if this team is going to be successful, I think, man, we need to get Vladdy. So 2 questions for you. What is your expectations for or what's going to be a successful year for us, and what's your expectations, and what can we do to be better?
Sure.
Cheers, man.
All right, take it easy, Fossey. Appreciate it. Thanks for the question, man. I appreciate that. All right, my expectations, and I've said this before. The biggest thing I want from the Giants this year, yes, the home run ball. I've said this so many times. I love the home run ball is exciting, right? Nothing more exciting in sports than seeing the ball go over the fence, especially in a big game. But the Giants, they need to be able to get those hits with runners in scoring position. They have to. They have to get that done, because if they don't get that done, it's going to be a long season. That the worst thing that we could see as a fan, if we're watching the game, is if you got a guy on second or third and you got less than 2 outs and you can't get a guy home, and on top of that, you're striking out in those situations. I don't want to see that. I want to see the Giants come through in the clutch. That's why I kind of titled this, who's going to be the clutchiest hitter for the Giants in 2025. They have to be able to come through that. Period. They have to do that. Expectations, I said they're probably going to be 80. They're going to have 84 wins, plus or minus. That's what I'm guessing. I think they're going to be better than they were last year, again, because I think Posey will have an effect to talk to what Paul's saying. Is it going to be a playoff team? No, I don't think it's going to be a playoff team. Not at all. But do I think they play better baseball? Yes, I think they play better baseball. You've got a lot of teams out there in the National League that are going to be doing the same thing. A lot of teams have gotten better. Again, at the end of the day, it's all about what shows up on the scoreboard at the end of each game. So it's going to be tough for the Giants. There's no doubt about it. But we'll see what direction they go. That's my expectations. Now, as far as Vlad, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. Until the Giants get new ownership, there is no way, absolutely no way, are the Giants going to get Vlad or Tucker. It ain't going to happen. Period. It's just that's not their way. They don't want to spend the money to be able to get it done. Would I have liked to see? Oh, 100%. I would love to see. Could you imagine Vladdy in orange and freaking or orange and black? Same thing with Kyle Tucker, man. That would be amazing. I just don't see it. You guys are talking freaking fantasy baseball, huh? You're welcome, Senior. I'm done. I've realized it's not. The problem is, Senior, I want them. I want those guys. I wanted Soto. I wanted Sasaki. Who else was out there? I wanted Bregman. I want those guys, but the Giants just aren't going to do it. It's just not. And it sucks. Don't even want to go down. But yeah, I see. Yeah, the league's going to be fun, guys. Yeah, you know what? See, I got to look at that YouTube. You sent it last night, and I forgot to look at it. Totally forgot to look at it. Oh, we're talking about where Vladdy and Tucker may go next year, huh? New York. I see Graham. New York, Phillies, Cubs, Mets. Yeah. Texas Rangers. I think Glenn said Texas Rangers may be a sleeper team. That would be interesting. That would be interesting for Texas if they do that, because they just got a TV deal, if I'm not mistaken. They got some TV money coming in now, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Way too optimistic. It ain't happening, man. It ain't happening. Aldolis Garcia. Yeah, they launched their own network, right, Graham? Talking about the Rangers. So now they're going to make a little bit of money in there. It's not a big TV deal, but at least some money is coming in. Dylan Cease, that's a possibility. Maybe. I think a lot of it's going to be dependent on how well these young guys do this year, right? If Harrison and Birdsong, if they're both to get a chance, then if they show they got it, maybe they still do, because Verlander is going to be gone. Verlander will be gone next year. Ray will be back for one more year. Hicks, we don't know what's going to happen with Hicks. It's a question mark. Like they can decide to do it on their own. Yep. So they're going to be making some money. I'm guessing Texas has got somewhat of a decent fan base, right? They should. They've won a World Series not that long ago. They should be in all of it. Oh, my gosh. What do we got in here? My timeline has... Other than I see the Athletics may extend one of their players. I see that. Looks like Butler may get an extension with the A's. That's going to be exciting. Is there any other baseball news out there, guys? Honestly, the last couple of days, I have not been plugged in too much baseball news. There's a lot of other things that I've been involved with on Twitter rather than baseball, unfortunately. But yeah. Any other baseball news out there? Yeah, Butler's pretty good. Yeah, spring training game. I think it's the Cubs and the Dodgers, right? Because of they're getting ready. They're going to play early. They're playing in a month, less than a month. Yeah, they're getting all ready to go for their trip to Japan. Oh, don't even get me started on one, Ibrahim. Yeah, there's still a lot of guys out there looking for jobs. Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I'm interested to see what the ballpark's going to look like that once it's all done. Oh, right. There was, hold on. Let me go find out where that was. Boom, boom, boom. Senior, I know you sent this to me earlier. Can't remember where you got it from. Hold on. Let me do a search. Or was it? Nope, wrong. That's him. Okay. Let's look at what he's saying here. Hold on. Oh, here we are. Ooh. That's weird. Why am I only? Hold on, let me see something. What the hell? Oh, this is a bad recording, but whatever. Here, let's take a look at this, guys. For those who are in the area, you guys might be wanting to be a little bit interested in. Hey, Senior, thanks for this. Appreciate it. Check out this information. I forgot about this. This is earlier today. Again, this is Bob Manfred. I think their desire to have Major League Baseball in the short term and in the long term is really impressive. Rob Manfred on the updates at Sutter Health as A's move to Sacramento. Again, he's talking about Sacramento getting a MLB team. The audio is weird. I'm only hearing it in one ear, so I don't know if it's going to do the same with you guys. Here we go.
It was a really positive day. I was glad that I took the time to do it before opening day. That was really my plan originally. I think that the level of excitement in the community is really palpable. I think their desire to have Major League Baseball in the short term and in the long term is really impressive. I think the owners of the River Cats and the owners of the A's have worked very hard together to make sure that for our players, it is as close to a major league experience as it can possibly be. There's a lot of investment that was done in facilities that you just would not have done otherwise. The ballpark is charming. I do think that fans are going to have an opportunity to see Major League Baseball all season long in a really intimate environment. And I'm hopeful that the whole year is going to be a positive force.
There you go. Manfred talking about baseball in Sacramento. Hey, you never know, man. Crazier things have happened. Maybe the A's can stay in Sacramento. Yeah, the audio is horrible, man. I don't know why it did that. Whoever put it up on Twitter, it wasn't very good. All right. All right, guys. I think I'm going to shut it down. I think we had a good show tonight. Guys, be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock, right around there, 8:30, somewhere around there. What will be the title? I have absolutely no idea, guys. I have absolutely no idea. But again, guys, thanks for hanging out on this Wednesday night. Hopefully you guys have the rest of your night is a good one. Be good out there, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Woo!
You've been watching Giant Sports Talk Live with Eric and Glenn, a Northern Lights Entertainment Broadcasting production.